What's up, guys? Tim Little. Welcome back to Tactical Bass. And today's video, got an afternoon out on the water. Gonna be doing some fall bass fishing for you guys. Gonna be throwing a lot of swim baits, underspins, A-rigs, crankbaits, reaction fishing. Fall time's a great time to catch a lot of fish. Should be a good one. Let's go. All right, guys, so what we got today, we have a lot of flow today on the lake. There's had some rain come through and they're pulling and dumping a bunch of water, so we got a lot of current. So today we're looking for current seams and eddies, slack areas where these fish can pull right up and get out of the current, but they can feed in the current if need be. But we're gonna be throwing a lot of reaction baits. Gonna be throwing crankbait, kind of starting on some riprap, cranking some riprap walls, maybe throwing an A-rig or a spinnerbait, something like that. But typically when you have these current systems or these river systems, the TVA, Tennessee River, it's all about the current. It gets these fish active. So fingers crossed these fish are active. We do have some muddy conditions. We got kind of maybe 6 inches of visibility, maybe a little bit less, some muddy conditions, but the water's still warm. So hopefully these fish are active. Gonna start, like I said, fishing some riprap, looking for some eddies, some slack spots in the current, and see if those fish are holding in there, ready to feed. On the board with the A-rig, just fishing a little slack water back here out of the current. First one was a little small, but let's try and get a bigger one. So a couple things. You can see how fast this current is going. I'm actually I got the trolling motor on 10. You can see I'm not running any electronics today, no need, because we're basically visual fishing. We're looking for the eddies where the current actually backflows or creates a calm spot where these fish can sit right on the edge of that main current seam, and they don't have to be swimming in the fast current. And a lot of times you'll actually have reverse current. You'll have current going upstream, and you'll actually have to fish upstream because the water is coming this way, and you want to present that bait to them, to their face. They'll sit nose downstream, if that makes sense. So again, visual, we're looking for these little cuts where it creates those current seams, it creates those eddies where it slacks that current down, slows that current down, where those fish can sit there and feed without spending a lot of energy. Go. Nice smallie. Pretty fish, brown fish. Like a humpback. Alright guys, so what I'm doing, you can see I'm like I said, no electronics, but spot lock. Spot lock is amazing for this type of fishing. I'm spot locked in fast moving current, but like we talked about, up there on the wall, there's an eddy, right? The current's here, there's slack wall along the wall, or slack water along the wall. So I'm throwing this underspin. It's our tactical underspin with a swammer on there, a 4-inch swammer, chartreuse blue, great color. But I'm throwing it up there and I'm just fishing it down the wall slowly, kind of ticking bottom. And then once I get in the current, then I'm starting to reel it back, and that fish just hammered it. But basically just kind of stair stepping my way down this wall, fishing that slack water. Another nice one. A little spotty. Put a new bait on, but while I'm sitting down talking, I'm spot locked right now. But little tip for you guys, instead of just spot locking, I want to slowly drift down this wall. I don't want to race down this wall as fast as the current. Oh, wrong one. Let's go 4-inch. I want to just slowly back drift. So I actually put my trolling motor on constant. That little prop sign on the Ultrex, and I have it set to 6. So it's constantly on. So it's not necessarily holding me even with the bank, but it's just slowly drifting instead of either just ripping down the bank or spot locking. So just a little tip for you guys, if you just want to backslide just a little bit, hit that constant button, the little prop icon on your foot pedal, and then adjust your dial. Like I said, I'm on basically between 6 and 7. And I'm just slowly back drifting. Right now I'm spot locked, but little tip for you guys. Big smallie. Big small. Come on. Whew. Big one. Whew, that'll get your heart racing. Big smallmouth and current. Look at this one, guys. Biggin on the tactical crank. Thanks, dude. That was awesome. Throwing that underspin down deep. I'll cut over here. I'll show you guys the eddy I'm talking about. And kept getting short struck. I don't know if they were hitting the blades or what. So I made the switch, threw out the tactical crank, can get down deeper, really grind that bottom, and then, you know, deflect and keep up with the current. And it just loaded up. And once that fish turned downstream, all heck broke loose. But that was awesome. So throwing this guy right here. That's our tactical DD crank that we designed several years ago, but it shines really, really well in these conditions. That's that metallic shad color, solid base. I went with that color instead of a ghosty color because of the water clarity, right? I wanted them to be able to see it. There's not as much reflection or flash, but it's a solid body, kind of an opaque color. That fish straight munched it. Whew, got to retie, but that was awesome. All right, guys, let's show you what this eddy stuff I'm talking about. So right here we have, make sure you guys can see, main river current, right? See these bubbles passing the boat? Let's cut over here a little bit. Turn this thing up on high. It's gonna take us a little bit to get there. Going upstream. See the bubbles? You'll see the current seam right here, right? See those, call them curly cues, whatever you want to call them. Okay? But now, looking upstream, right here, that crankbait's floating this way. It's literally creating an eddy, right? An eddy. So this water is coming upstream, this is coming downstream. You have a seam right here, and those fish will sit right on that seam. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about current seams and eddies. Woo. This guy's hungry. That right there is what you call a hungry spot. Right there on that current, woo, right there on that current seam. These little guys are the ones that get you. So same deal, right there on that current seam I just showed you. That's where that little guy came off of. And go ahead and retie and get in there again. You done? Thanks, dude. No. Come on. Quick release. That was a nice one. Another one close to, I don't know, 3 pounds or so. Again, just bringing that thing right along. This dude, right along that current seam. Another thing that's really important, guys, I'm throwing straight fluorocarbon today. Just easier to deal with, but than having to tie leaders all the time. But oh, it's like I've never tied a knot before. But one thing that's really important is my gear ratio on my reel. I am throwing a XG. This is a 8-to-1 gear ratio reel, and it's really important that way I can keep this thing cruising in the, if I do get in the current, I can still keep up with it and get down. But that's a metanium, and on the side you'll see it says XG. HG 7-to-1, XG is 8-to-1. So important when you're doing this type of fishing. And a nice one. Hooks must be getting dull. The last couple have come off fairly easily. I don't want to stop and change out hooks, but in a normal situation, I would. Line is shredded again. These fish are crazy. Hey. Another really nice one. Thanks, dude. So guys, one thing that I'm not doing today that I normally always do, it's what we designed this crankbait for. Well, I am speed cranking, but I'm not burn, pause. Burn, pause. Another beautiful river fish. Thanks, dude. So it's not burn, pause. What you'll see in the chesty is I'm throwing out, I might be gradually speeding up my cadence. And what I'm doing, I'm trying to match the current speed with the depth of my crankbait. So as I throw it up there along that current seam, it's diving down in that slack water or slower moving water closer to shore, right? So I might start off slower. I get that thing down, it's grinding, I can feel it deflecting. As I get farther out, because I'm throwing at an angle to the bank. As I get farther out away from the bank, the current picks up, and that's when I'm speeding up my handle turns to match the speed of the current. I still want to get down, I want to feel the bait. If I go too slow, the current's just going to push my bait down, it's not going to have the right action. If I go too fast, it might blow out. But either way, I can't really pause it, because as soon as I kill it, that current's going to push the bait. It's not going to have that stall factor that is so key with the burn pause. So I'm throwing our tactical crank. Today it's just perfect for the depth that I'm fishing, that 12 to like 17 foot. You can see this bill, you know, this was a new crankbait to start the day, but it's getting some work in. But it's down there again. I'm matching that current, I'm matching the speed, so I can still feel that bait down there kicking. I can still feel that bait down there deflecting, but I'm not getting that pause action, which is totally fine, because these fish, they're coming up behind it, it's deflecting, and then they're just loading up. I haven't felt really a single bite because I'm moving it with the current, but it's just stopping the bait, or it's blowing the bait out. I'll speed up to it and load into it, and the fish are there. But again, this bait is perfect for this scenario. Real tight wobble, gets down, like I said, 12 to 17, 18 feet of water fairly easily, and having a really good day. Not sure what I got here. A big drum. See the size of that drum. Oh, jeez. Everything eats a crankbait. No, don't do that. Nope. I'm gonna let you go. Just look at that guy. Oh. Get that slime. All good. One hook. Whew. One hook is never good. Nice one. Tactile underspin. Thanks, dude. I was trying to throw a 3/8 ounce. I actually have to throw the 1/2 ounce. I wasn't getting the bottom contact feel that I needed in that current. You know, so basically, kind of like I was doing with the crankbait, adjusting my speed just to stay down there ticking bottom. Same thing you got to do with the swim bait. Got to play around with the weight of your head. So that's actually a 1/2 ounce, 4-inch X-Zone swammer. And just same thing, walking it down that riprap. And then once I clear that rock, then I'm just slow ticking, getting that blade going, and boom. These current fish are fun. Ticking bottom. Now I'm just slow rolling down there in that current. Just enough so that blade's spinning. Got him. Another nice one, feels like. Oh, yeah. Another 3+ pounder. As I was kind of walking you guys through what I was doing, went for the boat flip. Pays off sometimes, sometimes it doesn't. Look at this little guy. He's got back issues. All right, so I broke off that metallic shad. Had a good run. I'm gonna put a different color on. It's another. So you guys, we talk about the tactical DD a ton, but normally we're talking about mirrored minnow, DD minnow, you know, glass minnow, more of those ghosty colors, those more translucent colors. But metallic shad is an awesome color. And then this guy right here, this is Northern Special. This is probably the most overlooked color in the entire line, but it's probably the #1 color for smallmouth. It just gets them. Kind of that gold with some yellow, orangish yellow on the belly. But let's see if we can get them on this as well. I don't know what's up with these fish. I don't know. They holler humpbacks. It's a bass, only smaller. Come here, dude. Not the one we're looking for. Dude. big one. Don't go downstream. That's what we came here for. That dude right there on. Whew, dangerous. On that guy right there. Northern special. Not so northern right now, but definitely special. Awesome, awesome fish right there. All right, guys, gonna wrap it up on that last really nice smallie. What an awesome day. Only out here just a few hours. Yeah, just a few hours. And like I said, zero electronics. Never even turned any of my units on. I mean, the rock star of today, this guy right here. That crankbait, metallic shad, northern special, got, you know, a 4+ pound smallmouth on both colors. Just grinded it out, no pun intended, with that crank. Just speed cranking along those current seams, along those eddies, you know, staying in that current right along that seam where those fish can ambush out of it. They don't have to spend a lot of energy to hold in the current, but they can jump out and crush your crankbait. So an awesome day. The assist for today goes to spot lock. You know, today fishing this current, you know, being able to spot lock in the current and fish the current seams, the eddies, definitely made that doable. You know, you can do it with a rope and an anchor. You can do it with just holding your foot on the trolling motor, but I like just hitting spot lock and not having to worry about standing up there looking like Captain Morgan or something. But you know, getting off the water with a sore back because your legs up there on the trolling motor all day. But man, that Ultrex, that Quest, that brushless motor is quiet, it's powerful. You know, I can just sit there and spot lock in super fast current and then look for those eddies and fish those current seams. But the other fish producer today, this guy right here, I've literally beat the paint off of it. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Just literally beat the paint off of that thing, just grinding it along that riprap, along that bottom. Just like I said, working it down that current just enough to feel that blade kicking and ticking bottom with the face of that swim bait. But guys, fall fishing at its finest. Power fishing, moving fast, quick moving baits, no electronics, no forward facing sonar, none of that stuff, right? Just chucking and winding, and had a blast. It was a fun one. Probably could have caught him a few other ways. I really could have thrown that A-rig a lot. I did have that DT10 tied on. That's a cool little crankbait as well, just a little bit shallower. I was just fishing out deeper a little bit, so wanted to get down in that 12 to 15 foot range and grind bottom. But yeah, another underspin. But these two guys right here did the magic. And then, like I said, that metallic shad, that one put a ton of fish in the boat. But I will link all these products down below in the video description. Guys, thanks for coming along with me. An awesome few hours out on the lake. Caught a bunch of fish, caught some really nice fish, and just enjoyed a beautiful fall day out on the water. If you guys enjoyed this video, or you enjoyed going along fishing with me, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys on the next video.